everyone. We're the Casual Ones with our weekly RPG stream. I am not Michael Pitts, and this is not Dungeons and Dragons. We are here with some regular faces, but today we are going to be playing Call of Cthulhu with myself as the Keeper. For those not familiar, Call of Cthulhu is an RPG based on Lovecraftian lore and Cthulhu mythos, a game of mystery, loss of sanity, and, investigation. And these three are our investigators for the day. We are going to be playing from the Call of Cthulhu starter set. So if you're looking to get into the game, that's a great place to start. But of course, we've added in a little something extra from all of our players and myself. We are starting off in 1920s USA in a little town called Arkham. We roll in on a bare bones office. A lone desk sits in the middle, strewn with black leather-bound journals and newspaper clippings, maps. The walls have push-pinned in articles and strings between faces of people of interest. And a lone man sits at the desk. Aaron, would you like to describe what we would see behind the desk?
You see Clyde Grimes. He's a private eye, fairly disheveled looking, probably looks older than his actual age would suggest. Always kind of slumped, walks with a bit of a limp, and has just a little bit of a downtrodden aura about him. Probably just peering over some of these papers on the desk, looking to the strings on the wall, and a little bit resigned, I think, and tired, and reaching for a cigar that he probably hasn't actually lit in who knows how long. Just begins chewing at it, reading over these names and these problems again.
You study the paper with the cigar in your hand when you hear a harsh ring coming from the black phone on your desk.
Great. I answer it.
Clyde, my boy.
Who's this?
It's me. It's
Professor?
It's me. Yeah. You can tell this man does not make a lot of his own phone calls. Just kind of expects you to know who he is and what's going on, as if you're in the room with him. What are you up to right now?
Just in the middle of it.
I have something I think you might be interested in. I'm having a small get-together tonight at my place of like-minded folks. A bit of a mystery I'm hoping you can take the lead on. Investigation. You're at your usual rate, of course.
Interesting. You said tonight.
Tonight, yes. Around 6 p.m. There'll be a few others joining. You'll meet them then.
Anyone? No, it's fine. 6 works.
Excellent. Don't be late and bring something to share.
I know exactly what you mean.
He just hangs up without saying goodbye.
Of course he does.
Great. It is a rainy Monday. What does Clyde typically get up to on a weekday at his his PI office.
Depending on if he actually has a case, which is not always the case, he'd be trying to follow any potential leads, work on anything. Often, on a slow day, he tries to revisit anyone that he's questioned in the last 2 weeks, um, for the ongoing cases and see if anything new's cropped up or if their story has changed at all. And it's more of like a day of like he hardly expects to learn anything new. Um, and that's just Mondays.
Yeah. Yeah, you scroll through the obituaries and the missing people reports, and although this is Arkham and there's always something, nothing jumps out at you, uh, and you continue on your day.
Hmm.
Next, we scan across the city to a uh, a nicely put together but also older, darker shop um, on probably not Main Street, a bit of an off street. Uh, Inside is full of antiques and curiosos from all over the world, as well as a collection of rare books and manuscripts at the back of the store. It's quiet. It's not a bustling store by any means, especially on a Monday morning. And there is a man behind the counter there. Malcolm, if you would like to describe your character.
Yeah, so you see a older looking man. He's pushing 60, and he's got a big beard. He's a little portly guy, and he's going over the monthly books to see like what kind of revenue he's gotten for selling the odd bit and bob over the last 30 days or so. His name is Donald Buford.
Donald Buford. Perfect. So you're going over your books and you hear the little telltale bell as someone enters your shop. You recognize her as Penny Fillmore. This is Professor Merriweather's assistant. She is young, probably in her like mid 20s. She wears a wool dress pants and a vest, very like menswear inspired, and she's got big round glasses on her hair up, pulled out of her face, but very beautiful. Very much one of these like if you just took off her glasses and let down her hair, she'd be a supermodel kind of looks.
She'd be a knockout.
And she enters and is just kind of like looking around the store.
Yeah. So when I hear the little chime, I look up on my ledger and, oh, good morning, Penny.
Oh, Mr. Buford, good morning. Your store is always so full of new delights. It's a joy to be here. And she puts down something she probably shouldn't be holding. I had a message for you.
Oh, okay. Is it from Rupee?
That's so cute. Yes. She slides along a handwritten card to you. The details are in there, but Mr. Merriweather is requesting your acquaintance for dinner tonight. There should be a few others joining. He said like-minded folk. I'm sure you know what that means.
Okay. Well, the details are in the card, you said?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Yeah, shouldn't be a problem.
Oh, right. Oh, excellent. I will get back to him on that.
Okay. You don't need anything else?
She's like absentmindedly stroking like one of the like antique armoires next to the cash. No, I don't believe I do.
Okay. Well, feel free to come in if you're looking for something to, spice up your, living room or something. Give it a, je ne sais quoi.
Rather. And you see she has an odd look in her eyes, like she knows the kinds of things you're selling to a degree, but it's never really said out loud from her. Well, good day. I'll see you tonight then.
Looking forward to it.
Excellent. And she rushes out of there, leaving you with the letter.
Yeah, I crack open the letter just to see the details of it.
Perfect. Yes, it's addressed to you. Obviously, very informal writing. Don, old boy, hoping you can join me 6 p.m. tonight. New crowd. Bring something to share, and then just signed, Ruby.
Okay. And I spend the next morning, or that morning, trying to figure out what he meant by something to share.
Perfect. Great. So our last kind of vignette here is at the famed Miskatonic University, where the big halls made of granite and very stately school, and a young man of about 18, 19 is walking through hurriedly, obviously late to some sort of lecture. And Brix, if you'd like to describe your character.
Yes, Troy is kind of a bumbling guy. He kind of gives the vibe that he's a little too big for his body, and so like he's like trying to put his books in his backpack and like accidentally walking to people. Sorry, I'm so sorry. Yeah, 6'1", kind of a broad build. He's kind of built a little wide. But he has like a kind, soft face and like a nice smile. He's got a small gap between his teeth, like shaggy brown hair. He looks big, but his face is nice to contrast the sort of the bigger exterior of him.
Beautiful. And as you're hurrying along to class, you see a familiar old man step out of his office and wave insistently to flag you down.
Hi, Professor. I start to walk away because I didn't realize he was flagging me down. I thought he was just waving hello. So
Troy, oh boy, come.
Sorry. Yes.
To my office.
Yes, Professor.
Excellent. Have a seat. Close the door.
Yes. To turn around, close the door, smile.
Things going well?
Yes. Let me sit. Sorry. Yeah, things are great. I'm like looks at the door, knowing that he's super late for a class. What can I help you with?
Troy, your academic studies. There's nothing more important.
I completely
When
agree.
I was a boy,
Mm-hmm.
I often found myself, and he just goes into this long, rambling story of his times at university.
Yeah, half looking at, like trying to look like I'm paying very detailed attention, and also like looking at the clock every 30 seconds, like, oh my god.
The reason I've pulled you in here,
Mm-hmm.
Troy, I'm having a little bit of a social get-together tonight. And as one of my newest and brightest students, and we've had these great long chats in my office. I was wondering if you'd be interested in attending. It's a get-together of like-minded individuals to discuss goings-on in Arkham and beyond.
Yeah, sure. What time? And you see he pulls out like a little book, and it's like a little pocket book, and it's just his schedule that is just like meticulously done, because he, between like all the classes and wrestling and any extracurriculars, he's like, maybe I can squeeze it in.
Yes, 6 p.m. And you do notice in your book, you do have a wrestling meeting for 6 p.m.
Yeah, I could do it. Start scratching out the thing there and writing underneath. Meeting Merriweather.
Wouldn't want you to miss it. Penny will send you the details of my home address, and I don't think it goes without saying, do not share this with the general public.
Your house. Okay. Yeah, yeah, of course. No, of course.
Excellent. And Troy, as you're headed to back, bring something to share.
Of course. And I close the door, take 3 or 4 steps, go back, open the door. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I don't know what that means.
Oh, like a beverage or
Got it.
or
Thank
a
you so much.
food item.
I'm so late. I close the door.
Perfect. So, and then what kind of classes and things are you doing during the day, do you think?
I think I just missed English, like 3/4 of English. So I like get to English class and sort of get to the door and like fight the urge whether or not I'm going to go in and show everyone that I was so late or just stay. And I think he waits so long that the bell rings.
Just standing outside the class, the professor of English can see you hovering,
Yes.
but never goes in or out of the class.
Yeah, and then I go to the library.
Perfect. So you guys go about your days as per normal, and 5:00, 5:30 rolls around, and you make your way to Merryweather's house. He lives in an old, well, I suppose it's quite new at the time, but a brownstone walk-up, very like elegant and stately, but not some sort of like McMansion kind of idea. And whoever arrives first, I assume Clyde or Donald probably. You're ushered in by Penny. Oh, I'm ever so glad you've been able to make it. Please, and she puts out her hand for the something to share that you've brought.
I imagine I would have gone in second, I think. A little bit because it's suspicious. So
Yeah.
I want to see who else might arrive first, and then I'll go in.
So Donald has like a nice wooden box that he's holding, and here you go. Just be careful with it, Penny.
Excellent, of course. And she carries it off into the back kitchen, and she goes, he'll meet you in the parlor. We'll take your coat, and takes your jacket. And
Thank you very much.
you head into the parlor room. Beautiful, velvet couches and soft mood lighting. Merryweather isn't there yet, but there are brandy glasses out for if you wanted to help yourself.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to the bar. I'm pouring myself a 3 fingers.
Excellent. Yeah, he has great quality product, so you help yourself. What does Penny find when she opens the box in the kitchen?
So she finds an original 1890 Ouija board signed by Elijah Bond, the creator of the Ouija board.
Damn.
She leaves it out for a little bit, goes about her duties, comes back and found that one of the maids has started putting a selection of cheeses on the board, and quickly, oh, please no, that belongs to Miss Buford, and cleans it off, and just kind of puts it aside until perhaps she'll bring it through for Merryweather to take a look at. Who gets there next?
I think I would arrive after seeing. I don't know if I've ever seen Donald Buford before, but after seeing someone who looks on the outside pretty normal, not my alarm bells chill a little bit, and I'll make my way out of the car and up to the doors of the house.
Yeah, do you want to roll me? We should roll in this game, right? It's an RPG.
Oh,
part
God.
of the game.
First roll of the
Why don't you
campaign.
roll
There we
me
go.
psychology? I think that's a fair.
That's one I actually took, so
Hey.
we're good. And again, this game was designed for me. We have to roll bad to roll good. 3%.
You roll a 3.
Yeah.
You're nailing this game already.
Yes.
All right.
This is perfect for you.
Great. You see from Donald's entrance that, like you said, well dressed. He doesn't seem to be a threat or anything untoward, and he seems very at home. He's probably been here before. Definitely someone that you feel comfortable going into the house with.
Okay.
Yeah. And to be clear, I think you got an extreme success there with a 3.
Okay.
So if there was any other information to glean, you probably would have got it, but that's basically what there is to know.
Is Buford holding a hidden weapon on his person right now, like a dagger in the back pocket? Would I see this?
I don't know. Buford, are you walking like someone would walk who's trying to conceal a weapon at all?
No, I'm walking like I'm carrying a box.
Yeah, he's carrying a
All right.
box that's definitely got something valuable inside of it.
Okay.
Or a bomb.
He's being
Alarm bells.
gentle.
No, just kidding.
Great. So you arrive next. Penny greets you at the door as well. Oh, and Mr. Grimes, pleasure. And you have met her before, just through various, work that you've been doing for Merryweather. She takes your jacket. And do you have anything to share that she can take off your hands?
I definitely feel like took it to mean a different thing, like
Yeah, that's
like
I didn't mean
information,
anything.
because he kind of talked about work. So I've just been rehearsing notes, remembering all the cases that have been going on, details. Like he wants basically my resume again for this new case or something. So then just kind of pat around.
She holds out her hand and never wanting to make anyone feel uncomfortable, quickly puts him down. Through in the parlor, sir, you'll find Mr. Donald Buford through there. Please feel free to introduce yourself.
Oh, yes, thank you. Sorry.
Just skips
going
away.
into the parlor.
Perfect.
Following up.
Yes, I think Troy is 15-20 minutes late because he went to the wrestling meeting for like about 5 to 7 minutes and then feigned sickness. And then on the
Perfect.
way there, he picks something up and you see him just like walking quickly to the door, like knock, knock, knock.
Great. You have not met Penny, so this beautiful, 20-something woman, very smart looking, opens the door. Ah, and you must be Mr. Whitman.
Yes.
Is everything all right? Do
Yep.
I have something on my face?
Nope.
Oh, please come in.
Yep. Here, I hand you a box of powdered donuts because I have a student salary, and they're just a box of powdered donuts, and there's definitely 3 missing.
That is so lovely. The professor will be very happy with this. Please, may I take your jacket?
Yes. I don't have a jacket, so sorry, no.
That's quite all right. Please help yourself to the parlor. You'll find the other 2 gentlemen through there.
Thank you. I walk quickly away. Too pretty.
And you walk in and you see an older gentleman at the bar helping himself to some sort of brown liquor. And then Clyde, I'm not sure what you would have done upon arriving.
Yeah, definitely matched. Sitting or standing next to Buford with the whatever he's got, just go for the same.
I don't recognize either of these individuals.
No, you do not.
Okay. Yeah, so I just smile and don't drink. That's it. Just smile and don't drink, stand in that corner, try to look small as possible, but pretty wide dude, so.
I definitely give Troy a look of slight recognition, and then look to Merryweather and see if he senses any tension.
Yeah, he's not there yet. It's just the three of you.
Oh, and just Penny. Okay,
just
and she
in that
probably
like
wouldn't know.
in that awkward silence of like you're at a group interview with two people you don't know.
Okay.
Do you want a drink?
No.
You sure? You look tense. And he starts pouring you like a glass of scotch.
A heavy scotch.
You're not a cop,
Yeah.
are you? Asking Troy.
No. No. Do I look like a cop?
I don't know. Yeah, just making sure. Nobody. Just actually, is there a window in your sight? I just want to peek outside, make sure, double check that this isn't some kind of sting operation. 'Cause,
Yeah, definitely. You're in the front room. You can roll a spot hidden
Oh, no.
check for me.
Trying to steal all the good rolls from me.
I'm putting a couple ice cubes in your glass and then handing it to
26.
Troy.
26, did you
Yeah.
say?
Yeah.
Out of what's your
My spot hidden 60.
Yeah, so another a hard success. So does not appear to be a sting operation. It's just for some reason, Merriweather, Donald makes sense. Older gentleman, definitely reputable, and Troy doesn't make a lot of sense. Some kid that you're pretty sure you recognize.
Mm-hmm.
I think I take the scotch and I hold it with two hands awkwardly.
Perfect. At this moment, Merriweather enters from the other door. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me tonight. Troy, how is it?
I put it down. I didn't have any.
Boy, you're among friends here. And a boy your age, if you can fight in a war, you can have a drink. Not legally, of course.
I just hold it again. Okay.
Please, sit, make yourselves at home. Penny, where's the shareables? And Penny comes through with one hand, has this wooden box. On the other hand, she has a little bowl. It's like a ornate, like glass crystal bowl filled with powdered donuts. And she says, I've asked the cook to whip something up as well. She places them down along with the Ouija board on the table. Excellent. I am so glad to have gathered the three of you here. I'm sure you're wondering, Rupert, what are you doing? And that would be a fair question to ask. You're all here because I think you would make a great team to look after a delicate matter outside of town. I have been contacted by the nephew of an old school chum. Seems to be a little bit of chaos at his place, and he's hoping someone can come investigate for him. You three all have unique interests or skills that I think make you, quite honestly, the perfect team to go about this. And I want you all to get to know each other.
Interesting. We do seem to be a somewhat strange collection. Not much in common, I think.
Clyde, if that's what you think, maybe you're not the PI I think you to be.
I suppose it's a quick judgment.
Now, I think we can all agree that we've all had experiences that are a bit otherworldly. Troy nods largely at this. We all believe there's just a little something else out there. And that has nothing to do with this case. I just thought it was interesting for you all to meet each other.
Are you guys potential clients?
Whew.
I don't know. What do you sell?
Antiques and rare books.
Is that a euphemism?
For antiques and rare
I
books.
just shake the glass. These kind of books, or
No. Just antiques and
so
rare
actually,
books.
actually, I see. Okay.
You
Okay.
see Meriwether gestures to the Ouija board on the table. For example.
Okay. So is this? Are you? Is this? Are these? Are we buying? Is that what's happening here? Has he brought us together to buy things, or?
Oh, I don't. I'm not selling this Ouija board. This
Okay.
is for fun for everybody. This is private collection.
Okay. Just a sample.
If there's something you're
Fine.
interested in, though, like let me know, and we can, maybe we can be. I can help you out, and get you suited out with, maybe a nice pen.
Incredibly rude. I can definitely afford more than just a pen. I think.
I'm talking about a really nice pen.
Maybe we'll have to see these pens.
Antique pen.
That sounds
No.
nice.
Sorry.
You get too far back,
Gentlemen.
it's just a feather.
That's good.
I understand that you're confused. And all I can say is you'll be well compensated for your time. And it's just very important for me that you all work together on this one. I can't elaborate further.
I see. I did bring something to share. And I reach into
Please.
my shirt pocket and pull out a little tin and open it, and has a bunch of cigars. And I just kind of offer the case to Buford and then to Troy and see if they take one.
Oh, that's kind of you.
Top notch, old boy.
I take so long and look around. Everyone took one. Oh, thanks.
You're welcome.
I hold it like this, like a hamburger almost. Or
You
I
do
lean
see
over
that I'm
and strike a match for Troy.
okay. You see that I'm watching Troy very intently when he takes the cigar, and when you light it, I just drop the glare.
Yeah, Troy,
Delicious.
why don't you make a psychology check for me as well?
Sure. I didn't take this one. That's a 61. I needed a 10.
Clyde seems really angry at you.
Yeah, that's the vibe I'm getting. I don't have to take one. As it's lit, I start to try to put it back in the tin. I'm so sorry.
No. You've got to learn somehow.
I don't want
It's
to.
good for you. Put hair in your chest.
And Meriwether claps you on the back as well. Troy, I'm sure this all feels new and like you're not quite sure why you're here.
I didn't know your name was Rupert. I sipped the scotch for the first time, very stressed out.
He does laugh at that as well. Everything will come apparent to you in due time. I've taken rather a liking to you, boy.
Okay, I trust you, so okay.
Excellent. I can give you the case details, unless you have any other questions for me. I know this is startling.
So this is a case then.
It is a case.
There's been a crime,
There has been a crime.
and you want me and those two on equal level investigating this.
Investigating, yes. Clyde, why don't you make another psychology check for me?
Yeah, to not take emotional damage. A 4. Oh my god.
God.
I need a dice can here. I'm reading that right. The 2 zeros you ignored if it's 2 zeros.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's correct.
If there's two
Um,
zeros,
Unless
it's
it's a
the
1.
bad one.
Oh yeah, unless it's okay.
Yeah. He He doesn't seem to be taking this like this case super seriously. He's taking this meeting quite seriously, and he seems very intent on the three of you working together. But like you get the sense like he could honestly give a shit whether you solve this case or not.
Okay.
Yes, any questions? Otherwise I will just go into the details. He grabs a donut and starts munching on it.
Yeah.
Aren't
Now
I
that
a
someone's
little? Sorry.
No, I was just saying, now that someone took a donut, I do reach for one. So.
Aren't I a little old for running around, Rupee?
Don, I do. First of all, a man is only as old as he feels.
I
No
hope that's not
reaction.
true. Yeah, I hope that's not true. I feel very old.
I'm
Second
young
of
at
all,
Yeah.
this will make more sense once I get into the case details. But Don, there's something, and he kind of looks at Clyde and Troy like he wasn't necessarily going to share this information with everyone. Something I need you to collect while you're there. I can only trust you to handle it, and only trust you to recognize it.
Okay. Well, let's hear the details then, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm here yet.
Troy, you're going to learn from the best of them.
I just look over at these two older gentlemen. I trust you.
Yeah. I guess.
Smoking their cigars.
Yeah.
Glass of scotch. Smoke a
Just
cigar.
finish the cup. Go for another.
Yeah, I see Clyde do it, and I tried to do it. He didn't. No.
It tastes awful, like burning.
Good stuff.
All right, Penny, the dossiers, and she comes through and brings now crudité and more appropriate appetizers through for you all, as well as a manila envelope, which has some typed out, typewriter typed out. It's the 1920s. I know what technology was around. Totally. Yeah.
Let me just check my cell phone.
She brings out these manila envelopes for you all with the information. You see various names and whatnot, but you see the name Thomas Kimball as the kind of person who contacted Meriwether, and he goes, yeah, so I was contacted by, as I said, the nephew of an old school chum. He has recently moved in to his uncle's house, one Douglas Kimball, that was my acquaintance in school. And he contacted me about a robbery that has occurred at his house. Someone broke in and stole, well, he'll give you the rest of the details, but stole some important items from him. To be honest, I was a bit surprised to hear out of the blue from him. However, he said that he got my name from his uncle's old school yearbook, as we attended Miskatonic together. Apparently I was, he looks a bit saddened, the only one to sign for him. And, well, some of what has gone missing was also a set of books written by me. I'm quite, I suppose, wrapped up in this without having seen him in over 40 years.
Long time.
My hope is that you... Yes, my hope is that you can travel out there, poke around, and just find out what happened to this missing property, as well as, and shoots a look at Donald, to obtain the manuscript, which I will give you more details about.
Okay. doesn't seem too outrageous.
Just not sure where my wrestling fits into this.
So you're arrested.
Try.
I flip out a pad of paper. And for the
Maybe.
you see that there's like a half written page, and I just continue on that page and write wrestling.
I like try and look stereotypically, but it's very obvious that I'm like,
No.
okay, okay. Yeah, I'm a wrestler.
I guarantee you will be useful. And you do notice that, Clyde and Donald, they definitely don't have the physicality that you potentially bring to the table here, Troy.
Just another person using me for my body. Okay, I get
Old
it.
man professor.
Okay.
Excellent. There's one other strange aspect to this. Thomas, that is his name that I said. You see Douglas, his uncle. The reason Thomas moved into his house is that Douglas went missing about a year ago. Just out of the blue, hasn't been heard of since.
Interesting.
Maybe there's a connection, but I think he'd like you to, I don't know, look into it if you can while you're out there.
And when is he expecting us to be there?
He would be looking for you sometime this week. Obviously, as Clyde can tell you, the sooner you can get to the case, the more hot the clues.
Yeah, I would even press to go tonight, unless looking to Buford, unless it's already too late in the evening, or you may have other things to do. When I look at Troy,
I'm free.
I'm in my prime right now. He slams back the scotch.
right, young at heart.
I'm ready for the World Series.
Troy, I have taken the liberty of having you excused from your classes. Coach Kennedy was a bit more obstinate when I tried to get you off of practice. However, he reluctantly agreed.
Cool. Okay. I was pulling up the schedule book. I'm like, where am I gonna fit this? I just put it away. Thank goodness.
I can provide, some provisions, some money to get you started, perhaps half up front. Do you need anything else from me?
Money's good.
Yeah, half up front is always a good way to work.
Excellent. He hands across about $10 to each of you.
Pretty
1920
good.
is pretty
Yeah,
good.
not too shabby.
And I mean you know this from the house too. Like he definitely is for a professor. He's pretty well off.
That tenure.
Yeah. Well, if there's nothing else to discuss, let's summon some spirits. And he pulls up the Ouija board. Oh no, I'm just joking.
Let's down some first. Just keep going at the bottle as long as there's something available. Definitely down to Ouija.
Perfect. So you guys spend the next hour or two having some food and finishing off your beverages, playing around with the Ouija board. I think the energy is too confusing in here to contact anyone. And I mean, Troy, whether or not you stay for those parts of the activities or excuse yourself.
Now that I know I don't have anything, yeah, I just sort of sit and pretend to drink scotch.
Perfect.
Or brandy or whatever it is. He doesn't know.
Brown liquor.
Brown liquor, yes.
Great. So are you all hoping to head out tonight or tomorrow? And how are you hoping to get there? It's about an hour car ride. There's also a bus available.
I have a cigar out with a donut around it and a drink in the other hand, and just a little bit tipsy, and be like, "The night's still young, but I've got a car outside. If you want to come with me, or we can, I guess, round out tomorrow." How do you two
Okay.
feel?
I mean, you had a lot to drink, but
He's
No,
primed and ready to go.
yeah, it's still early.
I'll sit in the back. There are no
Seems
seatbelts
like a
in this
night.
car. It's the 1920s. There's probably no seatbelts anyway. So
Correct. The perils of drunk driving haven't reached the understanding. The cause and correlation hasn't really quite hit yet.
How hard can it be? It's one wheel in your hands, four under you. Easy peasy.
Thankfully, you're going like what, 30 kilometers an hour?
Yeah.
Um,
Uh,
Great.
Okay.
So you guys head out in the car. Takes you about an hour, maybe a little less than that. If Clyde's kind of gunning it with the liquor in his blood.
I want to keep the, under the speed limit. There's no reason you want to get checked these days and be caught drunk at all. Never mind while driving. So,
Perfect.
not to rouse suspicion.
Excellent. Okay, cool. So you guys drive up to the address, as in the dossier, and come across, it's a rainy, dark night, anyways. But as you're driving up, you see this old Victorian-style house. Not a lot around. You're kind of out of the outskirts of the city, more into a small town. Not a lot of other houses or buildings around this address. And you see that it's also right across the street from a large cemetery, probably the cemetery for the whole town. The lights are on in the house as you pull up.
So I don't know if you two have any investigative experience or are looking to gain that. I don't know if this is a job interview or what's going on.
feels like I'm supposed to learn from you. So yes.
And I always say the best way to learn is by doing. So I think the best way to attempt this, because in all honesty, I'm not sure this is a real case. Not a lot is already adding up, and I think Merriweather's just maybe paying us for the entertainment. So if you got questions, spout them out, and I'm gonna, I'll fill in any gaps. I can definitely start us off here, but don't feel like you've got to see how I run things.
Okay.
Sounds like I'm only really here because Merriweather wants me to find that manuscript and bring it back, but I don't know. My skills lie in things that are old.
Okay. And I guess, Troy, you're here because you're strong. You're a big guy.
Yep, that's what he said.
But you're in school too, so
Yep.
let's
I
use
have homework after
Oh,
this, so
Great. All right. I just push open the door into the rain and go right up to the house if I can.
I hold an umbrella
Perfect.
for Donald.
I take it.
Oh, I was just gonna hold it. All right, I walk in the rain, I guess. Just gonna hold it for you so we can walk together. But
That sounds absolutely right. You walk up to this door, and there's a big brass door knocker on it. And before I forget, Donald, as to the manuscript, you were given a vague description, and then a tap of the nose. You'll know it when you see it, and that's basically it.
Cool.
Great. So you knock on the door, and wait a little bit, hear some shuffling inside, and a youngish man, probably in his late 30s, early 40s, opens the door. Oh, excellent. You must be the investigators.
Plural, that is correct.
We're all investigators. Yep.
Looks at you all. Clyde's probably, I assume, taken the lead, and he invites you in. I am Thomas Kimball, and come in. I've never done this before. I've talked to police, but not a private team.
Okay, I just immediately writing things on the notepad right away, and move inside.
Get out of the rain.
Yeah, I grab a notebook out of my bag, seeing Clyde writing things down. I'm not exactly sure what I'm supposed to write yet, but
That's what you wrote down.
yeah,
I'm not sure.
They're like find things to write. Is the first line.
So he takes you in and gives you like a customary tour of the house. Shows you rooms, guest rooms where you're free to leave your jackets and take a rest or discuss amongst yourselves as necessary. And then he takes you down to the library and kind of shows you. So it looks like you kind of see that obviously he is newly moved into this house. There's boxes everywhere and still a bit of a mess. However, you see that the library feels very untouched. It feels like probably however it was set up for his uncle is how it is still set up. And you see books everywhere, and desks with papers and all that kind of stuff. And he goes, "This is where the robbery happened." It was a pile of books that was taken. I'm not sure if that was explained to you or not.
I don't believe so.
Do you know which books were taken?
I'm not quite sure, although I do know some of the items that are missing were written by your professor friend, Merriweather. But other than that, reading's not really my thing. I didn't keep much of an eye on these.
And when did they go missing?
About 2 days ago, I contacted the police, and to be honest, they kind of laughed me out of there, they said. So some books went missing, and none of the valuables, and they didn't want to hear any more about it.
And when did you arrive?
I moved in about 6 months ago. I believe Merriweather may have mentioned to you, but my uncle actually went missing about a year ago.
Yeah, a year ago. So 6 months between you learning that he went missing and you moving in here?
Yes, I had to wrap up my affairs in Michigan, but I did so and have moved out here to try to understand what happened, settle up his affairs, things of that nature.
Why so long to reach out to us?
Well, to be honest, I didn't know my uncle very well, and the police did investigate his disappearance and found no sign of foul play, no body, no nothing. So they said he probably just left and didn't contact you. However, it's been a while, and now with the robbery, it just feels rather that there's something going on.
Was there a visible break-in? Anything broken? Any doors found unlocked when they weren't supposed to be? Anything like that?
Not that I noticed. It's an old house, but there wasn't any visible signs of entry, as the police mentioned.
I just kind of look to the others and say, that is suspicious.
Yes, your name?
My name, Thomas Kimball.
Cool. Sure, Thomas. Got it. Thank you.
While Clyde's questioning Thomas, can I like look over the little home library? Is there any like noticeable like filing system that's being used and which section the books were missing from?
Yeah, absolutely. So you can roll your what's it called? Library use.
Okay.
Yeah, library use. Nailed it. So smart. Call of Cthulhu. What?
Yeah, the skills in this are incredibly on the nose.
Yeah, very specific.
5.
I'm assuming that's an extreme success for you as well.
Yeah, I have a 60 in the skill normally.
Yeah, so there's not, I mean, there's a filing system in terms of you see sections that are more specific to novels, like crime novels and pulp fiction, if you will. There's sections of like academic texts. You notice there's not necessarily like occult outright books, but there's definitely books that like mysticism and tarot for the 20th century, and things of that nature. But these are the types of books that you could find at a local bookstore, not the types of books that you might be more accustomed to finding. You
And there's
also, I was just
sorry.
going to say, you also see a section of yearbooks as referenced by the Merriweather.
Yeah. But there's no like clear indication of like what type of books aside from the manuscript might have been taken.
You see that it seems to be an array of items. So you look through and you can kind of see like where the dust has settled and where there's like very obvious missing books. And it seems to be like a novel or two here, like some bigger texts from like mathematics. It's really sort of all over the place. It doesn't seem to be specific in anything.
Okay. Thank you.
No worries. Troy, you're listening in. Are you doing anything else while the questioning's happening?
Yes, I think I first just try and listen to hear if anyone else is in the house, or if it's just him. While
Great.
asking the question, is it just you normally here? Do you have anyone over?
You're just so adorable. So you can roll listen. Speaking of very on the nose skills, I don't know why that's so funny to me.
I have a 60 in listen, so
Okay.
Would I be able
I
to?
rolled a 60.
Okay, that's a success.
Is it a meets it? Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Would I be able
He
to
goes-
judge his body language as well when you say that?
Yeah, you can roll a
but,
psycho.
I mean, you did already
psychology.
succeed on that, but just picking up on nervousness in general. But,
Yeah.
45. My psychology's a 40.
So if it's super important to you, you could spend 5 points of luck to get that success. Otherwise, we can call that a fail.
Interesting. Yeah, let's burn some luck. Why not?
Yeah, he's feeling good. He's rolling low.
Yeah.
We just started. Like, why not?
Yeah. And so I remove 5 from my luck, and then
Exactly. So your total luck goes down by 5, but you are at a success.
Cool.
You just
now.
write your current luck.
Yeah.
So Troy, he says to you, he seems confused by the line of questioning, like as if, like, why are you questioning whether I have friends? Like, what is the way it's asked? Because no, I don't have any visitors right now or on a ongoing basis. And you don't hear anything in the house. It's old house sounds, but otherwise it's quite silent. You hear the pitter patter of rain on the roof.
Yeah, we're doing like a good cop, confused cop kind of thing at the moment, I think. So.
And Clyde, to his psychology, no, he doesn't seem suspicious or like that, other than being confused by the line of questioning. It seems all above board. He seems to be wanting to share as much information with you as he can.
Okay. I know Buford, you're taking a look around. I think my first instinct here is let's keep checking this dust. It looks like you haven't been using the place much. So if anyone else came through here, there's likely a sign that they did so. And I want to
yes.
try and look for anything like that as well. And yeah, any other moved books, footprints, even the window ledge, see if anyone came in or anything like that.
Perfect. So you can roll a spot hidden for that. Anyone else who wants to be looking around for those types of things can roll that as well. Thomas kind of excuses himself to boil a kettle while you guys are doing that. But the kitchen's right next to the library, so you can hear he hasn't like left or anything.
Okay. I'll help.
I think I'm just like looking to see if any windows were damaged or broken. Or like even like weird electrical stuff that seems out of place. Just anything that seems odd. He looks for stuff that no one's really supposed to look for. So it's like, are the windows broken? The lights turn on good, right?
Perfect.
I rolled a 62, so I'm going to use 2 more luck. And it's 60 is my spot hidden. So
perfect. And then Troy and Donald, what about you guys?
I rolled an 86.
I'm assuming that your spot hidden is much lower than that.
Do I roll spot hidden as well?
Mm-hmm. Yes, please.
I rolled a 2 out of 25.
Okay. So
I started explaining
Clyde,
to Troy the process, and then he's obviously like an absolute natural.
Yeah, savant, it turns out.
Yeah.
Yeah, he hones in on. So Clyde, you guys are both looking at the windowsill, and you're like, no visible signs of entry, like noting these types of things. And Troy kind of goes, "Oh, seems like the window just actually opens really easily, and might even, if you wish, like run outside and show that it can easily be opened."
I climbed through the window.
Well.
See?
Yeah, I noticed that immediately as well.
That's weird.
And then
weird. I'm just gonna. Is there another window I could check for? Like, are they all like this? That's kind of weird.
yeah, it's they all seem old, but that's the only one that the lock seems like fully just not functional on.
Interesting.
Troy, you also notice as you're climbing back in that there is kind of like a bit of a dirty footprint almost on the window ledge, where like it'll be like a window, kind of like a window seat in the floor, and just kind of on the window seat there's a dirty footprint. However, it doesn't look like a shoe or a shoe that you're familiar with. It almost looks like the shoe of a foot of an animal, like a hoof of some sort.
Thomas, do you have any pets?
No, not really into animals.
Okay, because I just like, Clyde, is this a clue? I point to the footprint.
Yep, that would be an excellent example of writing down footprint. Okay, yeah, excellent. That would be an excellent. What do we got
Footprints
there?
equals clues.
That kind of looks like, I don't know, some kind of deer, maybe a pig. I don't. Buford, do you know stuff about animals?
How would a deer get in here and not destroy the place?
Yeah, it is a question.
Maybe it was smart. Smart deer.
Smart deer. Yeah.
I'll write it down.
Write that down.
Any of you can feel free to roll me a natural world check as well.
Okay.
Nah. 37.
82.
Yeah, I rolled a 13, which is still not enough, so I'm gonna spend 3.
Nice.
Yeah,
Great.
it's a 10 when you 10. So
Yeah, polite deer must be on the right track because it seems, you know, you're 99% sure you've seen this in like a biology class or something, but it seems to be the footprint of a goat. However, the gait of it is not four-legged.
oh yeah, I get this. I know it. This is a 2-legged goat.
And that's is that like a North American breed originally, or I haven't heard of that one.
It just seems like a 2-legged goat to me. I don't know.
Okay, I'll
It's-
copy his
I
notes
look.
again.
I guess I'll look for other footprints or hoof prints. Now that we know what we're sort of looking for, to see if there's anything that sort of indicates this thing moved around in here.
Yeah, we see prints in, I guess. Do we find prints out?
Yeah, so now that you know what you're looking for, you don't really need to roll. You do see these footprints seem to, I mean, it's not like a perfect footprint pattern, or else the police obviously would have noticed, but it seems to be some sort of footprints to the bookshelves and then back out the window.
So, what would a two-legged goat want with some books?
Eat them.
Yeah. My first instinct, trained goat, probably puppeteered by someone.
Those seem like really specific books they took too.
Is there something about them that stands out? Is the rest of this?
Well, it's not like they just took a section out of the library. They picked and chose like all throughout.
Hmm.
And without
Yeah,
knowing
but,
what was there, I can't really tell you what they took.
See, just that they wouldn't normally be. They wouldn't. Would they have normally been beside each other in a library? Does this place look like a library to you? And I got a 50 in library use. Does this place look like it's by author, by topic or subject, how the books would be organized?
Yeah, Donald checked for that earlier. So it is by, it looks like a home library, like it is organized by section, like by topic. So, fiction, nonfiction, school texts, like that kind of thing.
And they don't look like they weren't like right from the same section, all of them necessarily. Just
Yeah, like Donald said, I think you might assume someone, like you've seen a lot of like smash and grab type crime, like if they're just looking to steal something, they probably would have just taken the books next to the window and gone. This does feel more specific in what they took.
and then last question: the hooves don't meander. They know what they were looking for.
Definitely.
I have an idea, and I just run outside. I look for hoof prints going. I just want to know what direction they're going away. If there are tracks, like are they going towards town? Are they going to a forest?
And yeah, what's the view from here too?
Yeah, so out the back of the house is just wooded area. Out the front of the house is, across the street is the cemetery, and you do see that the footprints seem to lead to the front of the house and potentially across the street.
Yeah. Troy's shoulders sink. He's like, he knows he's got to go in the cemetery.
Yeah. I guess we're heading back out.
Yeah, I can grab you some umbrellas, some slickers.
Flashlight?
Yeah,
got
of
lantern?
course. Yes. He provides whatever 1920s appropriate lighting device is available in the house. Grabs you guys like some rain boots and raincoats. Very like, you go to an old farmhouse and they just have a bunch of them.
Hooded lantern.
Yeah. Okay, so one of the first kind of things out of the book is generally you just don't go to the cemetery alone after dark, especially during investigations.
Go to
Not for any
cemetery.
supernatural reason. It just doesn't help your investigative senses to be on edge like that.
Yeah, it feels bad in general, so we'll go in the morning, is what you're saying.
No,
She said don't go
unfortunately.
alone.
Yeah, we do have to go. Just like for the future, this is a bad idea.
If
So
we wait too long, the rain will wash out the footprints.
Yeah.
footprints important. Okay.
Let's go find our man goat.
Yeah. Great.
Great. So
See
you
if we can
guys,
find those tracks again out here.
yeah, you head across the road to the cemetery. You guys can give me, anyone can give me a track. I think that's what it's called, just track check,
Mm-hmm.
to see if you can pick them back up.
That's a 3
It's a 93.
out of 40. Hey.
I rolled a 7.
I
mean-
Jody, you're rolling hot and not in a good way.
I'm gonna hit that critical fail before you know it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've been
Wait, what
working
did
up
you say
to
you
it.
hit? 93?
93.
Okay, yeah, you're
no,
close to the
close.
fumble,
Yeah.
for sure. Okay, great. So that was a success from Clyde and from Troy.
Yeah, I rolled a 7.
Great. So yeah, you guys actually pick these up right away across. It's hard to say who picks them up first.
Oh, I found them at the same time he says it.
Yeah.
Yep. God, he's
And
good.
you're starting to see maybe why Merriweather sent Troy, and you're unsure if it was for him to learn from you.
Yeah. I blame the drink. My eyes are. There anyone else blurry from all the drinking?
I forgot to do that.
To drink, yeah. Okay.
Do you not
Yeah.
see double?
No.
Oh.
Yep. Well, then
Let's
we
the
know.
5 of us get going.
Yeah.
So you keep going. The cemetery is it's dark and moist, wet ground, but it's also locked because it is the middle of the night. You see it's quite quiet inside as well, but there is like a wrought iron gate that goes around it.
Does it look like there's wow, I knew the word until I went to
Lock?
say it. Cemetery keeper? That's not it what it's called.
A gravekeeper?
Gravekeeper, that's the
Groundskeeper?
one. Groundskeeper, yes. Any kind of shack like that where we could try
Like a
legal
person
way
is what
in?
you're asking for.
A person, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, give me a spot hidden, I suppose. There's not really like a look like there is a listen. So
36 and mine's a 60, so
Damn, Daniel.
yeah. So you see a light kind of, it's quite far off, but you see a light kind of bobbing as if someone's walking through the cemetery, and it would be your best guess that it would be someone. I think they're close enough that if you gave a yell, you could probably get their attention.
well, there's someone over there. I see a light. We could get their attention.
Okay.
There's a small there's a small chance that it could, it's been 2 days. I can't imagine the criminal would be hanging out in a cemetery, but it's probably someone we can trust.
Hello
Okay.
over there.
Well,
Perfect. So you yell out, and you see the light kind of change direction, start walking towards you. And eventually you see this older gentleman, skinny, your classic graveyard keeper, with a lantern and a shovel, and he comes right up to the gates. Yeah, can I help you?
I sort of step in front. Hi, mister. I've brought my uncles here with me, and I know it's quite late, and we probably aren't allowed in, but it's a really special day for us. Our great-grandmother was really important to everyone here. It's really a part of the family heritage. I was just wondering if we could get in just for like maybe 10, 15 minutes. I know it's after hours, but if you could possibly, that would be so amazing.
Cool. Give me a fast talk.
Yeah.
Check.
Not too shabby. I wasn't going to start opening with lying, but here we go.
26 out of 60.
Amazing. So yeah, that's a hard success. He seems to mull it over for a second, and then goes, yeah, I understand how important it is to visit our loved ones. To be honest, I don't think enough people do it. Please let me know when you're on your way out so I can lock back up. And he
Of
starts
course.
unlocking the door.
Thank you so much. I hand him $1. That's so sweet of you. I appreciate it so much, sir.
He looks very surprised given the state of you three in the middle of the night. But he pockets it, gives you a nod, and kind of doesn't let you out of his eyesight right away, but kind of like steps back and lets you head into the cemetery.
Okay, uncles, let's go.
Just kind of nod to the groundskeeper and hurry alongside Troy and slide the detective badge I was just about to like reveal before this back into the pocket.
Perfect.
That was you're a natural, Troy. What?
I just figured it was better if he didn't know why. Like, we don't want to say anything about goats. That seems weird. So I just thought we would lie.
Yeah, no, that was incredibly fast, and the only thing I would say is now that we can't question him, so we can't gain information he might have, but we're in here. So, and honestly, it's a go, right?
Yeah, it walks on 2 legs, according to what I saw, but...
Yeah, Buford, you're a library man. Have you heard of that?
Well, sure, like there's satyrs and that kind of thing in mythology, but
Mythology.
I haven't seen
Donald?
one in... Hello?
Why don't you give me a occult check as well?
Okay.
Oh.
76.
And your occult's high, but not that high.
Not that high. That's a 50.
Okay.
Ooh,
Yeah, satyrs and shit.
satyrs and shit. Yeah, okay. I mean,
Like they've
Yeah,
been written
I've-
about in the past, but
yeah.
never seen one.
Pan, right? So this is a pan that we're looking for?
Satyr.
That's the only one I have ever met.
I think Pan
You met
is
one?
a kind of satyr. The name
Yeah,
of
he's
one.
it's the only one that I know of.
Yeah.
So we're looking for a pan type. Great. That's a normal thing to do.
Pull out the flashlight. Okay, let's go look for a satyr.
Yeah.
Let me know
are
if
we
you hear
able
a
to-
flute.
Flute.
I
Yeah.
start listening for flutes, for sure.
Did they drink? Were they the drinker? I've got a keen nose for that.
No. Maybe we could smell the alcohol.
Was who the drinker? The Pan?
Yeah.
Pan. This was
Okay.
Pan the drinker in mythology has been a minute. And also I want to keep, if we can, keep tracking these tracks.
Yeah, I would say at this point, you guys both rolled pretty well for your track, so I won't have you roll again. You can kind of pick it back up, and it leads. This cemetery isn't huge, but it leads kind of to near the back, to one specific tombstone. It is kind of juts out of the ground with a stone landing almost around it. You see it's really quite old and weathered, as is the stone landing, as if it's been like very warped from time, but also like from use.
Interesting. Yeah, the stone's very weathered. Is there a visible name on it?
Yeah, you can do is there like an investigation, or is it just spot hidden?
Yeah, it might just be spot hidden.
Wow, my alphabet's not great. Okay, just do a spot hidden. think that's fine.
17? No, 77. Dang it.
So close. It is incredibly hard to make out anything. You're not even sure if you looked harder, you'd be able to tell. The whole thing just seems super weathered and old.
Do we hear, like, Troy is got them into the cemetery, but he doesn't like cemetery, so he's just listening for bad things. Like, he's like every snapping twig, every rustle of the breeze. He's like, I'm just like looking around for anything that might spook us.
Yeah, give a listen roll there.
Listen.
The stone is very old and weathered. I don't know why it would end here.
I rolled a 64, so I'm gonna spend 4 because I have a 60. All right, so yeah, I pass. Gotta stop doing that.
You haven't had to roll luck yet, so you listen around, and obviously like there's like the sound of, it's an old cemetery, there's trees, there's the sound of like maybe like squirrels rustling and the breeze, but what catches your attention is you hear almost like a whistling of air or wind through a tunnel or something that's making a weird noise like that, and you turn and look, and there's a mausoleum with the door open a crack, essentially, that seems to be creating the noise.
Yeah, I think I tap Clyde on the shoulder while he's looking at the tombstone and point to the mausoleum. If that's open, is that a clue?
Yeah, right. I don't think they're supposed to be left open.
I don't know. I haven't been to many cemeteries.
Normally they're closed.
Okay, so definitely a clue. Open.
I think that's a clue. I don't know if they're supposed to be locked. Honestly, most of my work is done before the bodies are buried, so
I mean, I could go close it.
I think we should maybe take a look in there.
Sure, why not? We're already here.
We're already here.
Okay. Sure.
But
Yeah. Okay.
Great. You head over to the mausoleum quietly, and you go to push the stone door, and it's quite heavy. Probably need to make a strength check in order to actually open it.
Well, this is as far as we can go.
Sure, I can put my weight behind it and lean into the door.
Yeah, give me a strength check.
Yeah, definitely feign like I'm helping, but I like wince in pain as soon as I push onto the door at all.
So how do strength checks work? I have to same thing,
just
but
the
for the
same
strength value.
Exactly.
89.
You can't believe you just asked this old man to try to open this stone door as you see him wince.
I didn't think you'd actually. I'm so sorry. Don't hurt yourself, please. And I go over to help, and I will try and open the door. Yeah, I rolled a 78, which is still okay because my strength's an 80.
Amazing.
I loosened it for you.
Yeah, and plus we were drinking and stuff, so it's just you're weaker when you do that. You wouldn't know.
Okay. Don't drink, I write in the book.
Troy, again, now to both of you is just like, all the confusion about why Troy was there at Merryweather's house has really cleared itself up since the actions of the night. Troy, you push this open, and you see inside. It's quite dark, but you flash your flashlight, and you just see a large hole dug out in the floor through the concrete. Concrete's a thing in the 20s, right? I am so bad.
Cobblestone?
Yeah. Through the stone, and then and down through the actual ground to the point where you see tree roots below.
Now, I can confidently say that's a clue.
Yup. I think I'm in agreement there.
Doesn't look normal.
No. Does that look big enough? Does it continue? Like, it's not just a hole, or...
You think it on all fours, everyone, including Troy, could crawl down into this, and it does appear to turn into a tunnel.
Well,
Well, get on in there, young whippersnappers.
I mean, we gotta assume that this is likely a stash. Someone buried something here to come back for it later. Classic, you always find these in the woods. We're gonna get pretty dirty, so I advise leaving a coat up here and something to wipe off with when you come back. And I just immediately start taking it off. Take all my important stuff, put it into my pockets. You see a gun flash for a second, that goes in my pocket, and a few things. Lean up my jacket on anything I can. With a shrug, just kind of grunt, start kneeling down, getting in there.
Troy, I'll go in second. Brickley's, my claustrophobia is starting to act up, but Troy isn't claustrophobic, so he'll go second.
Yeah,
Great.
Donald takes off his jacket, puts it on the ground, and big stretch. All right.
Bones ready.
Perfect. So you guys crawl down into this hole that opens up into a tunnel just big enough to crawl through. I would say for Troy to crawl through. And then Donald kind of has a little bit more space, and then Clyde, you have a decent amount of space as you're crawling. The earth is wet and moist, and smells like that deep, rotting underground earthen smell. You crawl for a while, and the tunnels start to bisect, and an elaborate kind of series starts to unfold in front of you. At the first cross section, there's basically just a left and a right. Which do you go for? Clyde is the leader.
So this is unusual. I'll admit, usually this is you're going to get about 6 feet of digging, and then immediately there's the goods, there's the hidden stash. We're now, I realize, underground in a cemetery, easily under 6 feet. So when I talked about being alone in a cemetery and you're going to get some heebie-jeebies, that is now in full effect. So I hate that we're down here, and I'm just gonna I'll go left.
Great.
No investigation here whatsoever. Just we gotta get out of here. If we run into bodies, I'm in trouble.
Clyde, can you give me a luck roll? So for this one, you are rolling your D100, and you're trying to get under your luck score, which is down, I don't know, about 10 points or so since we've started.
Yeah, I got a 20. The dot.
And that's why Aaron should always play Call of Cthulhu
Yeah,
and no
well,
other game whatsoever.
Yeah,
This is your game.
Yeah.
we're built for this.
Great.
Got a good feeling. Shuffling faster.
You crawl forward, and as so you're first, then Troy. Donald, just as you're about to take this left, you see out of the corner of your eye some movement down the right-hand tunnel.
There's something behind us. I turn around and point the flashlight down the tunnel.
Like, oh god, I don't know if there's turning room. Just like, I'm looking over my shoulder.
Yeah. Do I see what caught my eye?
Yeah, so you flash your flashlight. You see what appears to be another being, person, a head, a torso, arms also crawling. But there are like almost like tree roots hanging where hair should be. Their skin is like sloughing off, and they seem to blend into the earth with like a dark, like sickly green color to their skin, and it sees you and just like a look of shock.
What you got there,
Give
Donnie?
me,
What you got there?
Jeepers! It's a tree demon!
What's that? What are you saying? I'm fumbling for the gun, man.
Yeah,
Madly.
I'm trying to push Clyde so he keeps going forward.
I don't know where to go.
I start screaming at the thing and waving the flashlight at it.
Jesus Christ.
you see in a look of shock, it it starts scurrying past you
course.
because you've kind of started to go down the left. It scurries past you the way you came. Donald, give me a sanity roll as you see this thing pretty up close.
And it looks like a cat.
Oh my god.
I mean, it does have fur on its face.
What?
Okay. I rolled a 72.
Which I'm
Right.
assuming is higher than your sanity.
I'm going to use 2. You know what? Can I do like the reroll thing you mentioned? Because
yeah,
I'm
give me-
2 off. I'm passing this right now.
Yeah, so you can't use luck on a sanity roll. It's the one roll that you can't use it
Ooh.
on, unfortunately.
And then the
Alright.
push yourself thing.
And you can't push yourself on a sanity roll either, just because it's a reactionary
Damn.
kind of roll. I
Failed.
am
That's
so sorry.
failed.
Oh.
Tragic.
What do you got there, Donnie?
You
It's
take
so fucking scary.
5 points against
Oh.
your sanity. So that just
Okay.
comes off of your total, which is a thing I totally know, and I'm not looking up the rules. I totally know how to play this game. Yeah, so you lose 5 points of sanity, and by losing 5 points in one kind of roll or action, something happens. So you drop the flashlight, and the whole back section of this tunnel goes dark. So all you can see is Clyde. You can see in front of you, assuming you have a flashlight at the front, and you just hear the scurry of this thing out of the tunnel.
I'm like trying to like crouch backwards, looking with like one hand with a gun, trying to like look past Troy and
Yeah,
Donald.
I'm pushing the gun against the wall because he's pointing it at me, basically.
What the fuck?
I'm
And,
just backing up into Troy, screaming.
Go
Oh
for
my
it.
god, it's a demon! It's a demon!
Okay, I'll go. I'm gonna start go as fast as I can down the path we're following, moving forward.
Away, please.
Away, yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you you do that. You guys all on fours, scurrying forward. After I would say like 5 minutes or so of like pretty breathless movement, you come to an area that's like another fork, but it is kind of opened up and large enough that you could turn around if that was something you wanted to do.
What did you see?
It was like a person, but it's got like vines and like tree branches for coming out of the body. Oh, so it was not
Did I
normal.
have- did
Not
I have
normal.
Hooves? Hooves?
Yeah, did you catch a look, Troy?
Did I
Is-
catch a look?
We've had a lot of drink.
I was in the middle, and he dropped the flashlight, so I don't know. It was real dark.
You sure you saw what you saw?
Do I look like somebody who just made something up? And you see that Donald is like going pale.
Yeah. I don't know anything about that. What you said, that's not a thing. So I don't want to go any further though.
It went the way we came from.
Do
Oh
we-
no.
And you didn't check if it had hooves?
I dropped the flashlight.
That's just one of
It
those
nearly
things.
touched me.
That's I get it. Yeah, that's just we're just here for training apparently, so that's one of those things, right? Don't drop the flashlight. Check for hooves now. You got to remember that.
Hooves are important in that instance.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess not.
So I have dabbled in occult in the last 6 months. Is that the description sound like anything I've read in school?
Yeah, give me an occult check.
Okay, it's not the worst. It's not good. I rolled perfect. 25 out of 25.
Wow. Okay.
Oh my god, I can't believe that worked.
Yeah, you recognize the description. Obviously every monster is a little bit different, but when Meriwether has talked to you about kind of like beginner monsters almost, or like things in his youth that he's experienced, the word ghoul comes up, and that is definitely kind of what you're getting from this: hoof-like feet, canine features, and rubbery skin, and encrusted with grave mold, and definitely dwelling in tunnel systems under graveyards. You would know them to be potentially dangerous, but you're not too sure.
Okay, based on what you just said, Professor Merriweather lent me a book one time about like these like silly little myths. I thought they were silly little myths, but it sounds like a ghoul. I think that's what I read based on the description you said. That
Okay.
they might be dangerous. I mean, I didn't know they were real until about 40 seconds ago. So I don't know if they're dangerous.
Do they have hooves and are they smart?
They do have hooves and they're not dumb.
Okay.
They make tunnels and they're sometimes skittish.
They make the tunnels?
Or they use them.
We should get outside.
Yeah.
But the thing's that way.
Are we trapped? Is this a dead end?
Don't say dead.
Is this an end?
I'm gonna flash the light down the new fork in the tunnels and see if I can gain any idea of which way might be the safest, unless back is the only way.
Yeah, so you look, you flash your light down the tunnels, and unfortunately it does seem like they just go deeper and deeper underground, both of them. You could always give it a try, but the only one that seems to be going back above ground would be behind you.
Yeah, I don't know about you guys. My guess would be this has been a good day's work. Let's get up, get some fresh air.
I do have a thought.
Mm-hmm.
This is the thing that took the books.
We didn't find hooves, so
I mean, typically ghouls do have hooves
often
from what I
have them.
read. And it came from the other direction we went. Maybe the books are in that direction. If it doesn't have it on it, it might have left it in that direction.
I hate this kid's logic.
Yeah. I can't leave you alone, so I'll go where you guys go.
I mean, you're in charge, aren't you? I don't know who's in charge, but it's not me.
Okay, let's go. Let's take a real quick look, and then let's get up some fresh air. It
Yep.
could be taking our coats, and we don't want that to happen.
You have more than one gun, right?
I have the gun.
But what about your second and third gun?
Well, those would be at home. Do you? Oh, you would like to have a gun? Have you shot anything before?
Yes.
If I see that thing, I'm gonna point it and squeeze the trigger.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
what?
yeah. Definitely aim at it when you do so. That's a great step. Okay. Okay. I'm going. Someone else has to take lead. I'll take the gun. You take the flashlight. And
Okay.
I'll follow behind, trying to.
I'll go first, I guess.
You take up too much of the tunnel.
You just don't listen. I don't know the rules. You tell me what to do.
All right. I think Donnie's got a good point. I'll go in the middle. So no matter which way we're going, I've got gun. You guys got the lights.
And if the ghoul comes up behind us, they're blocked by Troy. Sounds good.
God.
What?
Let's go.
I don't like
Oh god.
So
Okay.
you turn around and continue back in the tunnel to the previous fork where you saw him go. As you kind of start to go down that way, sorry, I did get confused there. Was it Donnie was leading the charge, kind of?
Yeah.
You put your hand down and you feel the very familiar feeling of a paperback book under your hand. You look at it, you
Shine
flash
the
your
light on it.
flashlight.
Why did we stop?
Yeah.
Found something. 1 second.
What do you mean something? Last time
book.
it was bad.
Book.
A book. Great. Let's get out of here.
What's the like cover say?
Yeah, it's a small paperback with a drawing of 2 boys on it, and it's The Tower Treasure by Franklin W. Dixon, which you would recognize to be a Hardy Boys book.
It's a children's book. I shove it
Children's
in my pocket and keep going, and I just keep your eye out if you see any other books on the ground.
That's not the book we're looking for?
No, this is a Hardy Boys.
Hardy Boys. That's
Yeah.
a detective book.
It's a children's book.
Yeah, I read all of those books.
Do you, I'm just having a glimpse of hope that this has all been a practical joke and Meriwether's just been reading too many Hardy Boys and is setting us up into a big prank, and we're gonna just all laugh about this very soon.
Was that thing you saw, did it look like a practical joke, Donald?
I peed a little.
Okay, so I don't want to rule out not practical joke.
I mean, have you seen the movies lately? They're getting really good with that stuff.
the makeup's
pictures?
good, yeah. The
I
picture shows.
There's this one, don't watch it, Nosferatu. I haven't slept good since, so they can do stuff now, and they don't have to look like people.
I'm more of a Buster Keaton kind of guy.
It's much lighter hearted.
You guys continue down this tunnel for a while. Give me probably Donald as the lead. Give me a natural world check.
Okay.
Troy is kicking behind him every time he moves forward, just in case.
I'm on the board. 11.
Hey.
Nice. And yeah, I think we didn't really talk about this, but make sure we're marking off, giving ourselves a little check mark when we are successful.
Only when we're
so-
successful. Okay.
Only when we're successful. If you did and you can't remember, whatever, we can figure it out.
It's
You
been
guys can
easy.
use-
I've only passed one other roll.
When you roll too high, you just can't help it.
Yeah.
Although you are looking for, some sort of hideout or stash, this tunnel seems to be very similar to the other one in terms of just constant network. You feel your mind kind of like you've been driving for so long, you get to your house and you don't remember driving. Like your brain has just turned off with the amount of crawling you've done. You would say it's a very fair guess at this point that if you don't want to get lost in these tunnels, you guys need to retrace your steps.
Yeah.
Have you guys been keeping track of the twists and turns?
I mean, again, I know a little bit about mythology. I just always keep my hand on the left wall in these kind of scenarios. You can't get lost.
We were supposed to keep track.
Labyrinth?
Yep.
What?
Yeah, like the labyrinth.
You don't know what we're talking about.
Oh, yes, the labyrinth.
I would like to get the hell out of here immediately.
Okay, I guess I'm leading now.
Yep. Just try and turn around in the little space.
Yeah, I think
Great.
I'm mostly going backwards for a while before I find a spot I could turn around.
Yeah, you do so. It is a while until you start to see any sort of like widening of the tunnel that maybe specifies that you're heading back to the surface. But eventually you do. Your eyes are tired, your nails are encrusted with dirt underneath. Um, you're sweaty and wet from the rain as you emerge from the mausoleum. Your items seem to be where they were. Question, Clyde, like when you took off your jacket and stuff, like was it folded and put nicely, or was it more of like a disheveled, just taking it off and putting it in the corner?
I think I do fold the jacket. It's one of the few things I don't want to treat roughly. So yeah, the jacket would have been put nicely aside.
And I guess the same question for the rest of you.
Yeah, I would have hung my jacket up and not put it on the floor.
All right. So your items are still where you left them. They don't seem to have been touched at all. And you make your way slowly out of the mausoleum just to get a little bit of fresh air. And what you see across the path at the tomb that you had originally arrived at, this creature is sitting on the bank of the tomb where you felt like it was quite weathered from some sort of wear. They are like cloven hoof legs crossed, and a pair of round spectacles on. And they are sitting reading a book. And Donald, you feel right away that this is what you're here to get.
I start hitting Clyde.
I've got the
In the
rattling
chest.
gun in my hand. Okay.
I put the gun down.
No, I don't know, because look at it.
It's got glasses on.
That isn't good.
It's reading.
We don't know that it's reading. Look at those legs. Is there any way that could be like a person? Like from the feet? Like that's like someone on tippy toes or something with a little weird shoe or something?
It is unmistakably a, like, a devil leg situation. But the face has a lot of humanity to it. And as you guys are looking, you see the creature looks up, pulls his spectacles down on his nose, and says, "Gentlemen, you were down there for quite some time." And I think that's where we're gonna leave it for the episode.
Jesus Christ. Okay. All right.
Okay, no one went mad. Barely any sanity loss so far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, in real life, that would be just about the worst day ever, I think.
Yeah, no, of course. We are the casual ones. Please check out, I forgot this at the beginning, maybe we'll edit it in. Check out the show notes below for all of our other things that we do, and join us here next week for the second installment of Call of Cthulhu. Have a great night, and we will see you next week.
Bye. Don't forget to feed your goats.
Gross.